According to the World Bank Vice President and Treasurer, Ms. Aruma Ote, diversifying Nigeria's economy away from oil is urgent for two reasons. First, despite Nigeria's gross domestic product (GDP) growth over the past decade, it lags behind on human development indicators. A broader-based, more inclusive economy is needed to effectively transit as much oil wealth as possible into improving the well-being of Nigerians. Second, Ote reasons that Nigeria's overdependence on oil revenues for its economic growth and development makes it highly susceptible to oil price volatility. On that premise, the Diaspora this week has assembled experts on how best to galvanize the economy for optimum performance without the oil revenues. We also have a Diasporan of the week, an educationist with bias in curriculum and development. We have as well special interview on Women's Summit in New York. It is loaded. So, welcome to the Diaspora. I am Gabriel Odu. Let's begin our conversation with a senior lecturer of Business and Finance, West London College of Business and Management Sciences, Imo Iti-Mo.
The fertilizer, the bitumen for tarring road, name it, we get them from. They are petroleum and aviation gas fuel are just minutest of what we get from crude oil, Brent crude. I watch the oil sector very well. I have realized this, that a time will come that Nigeria will face this challenge that we are seeing today. This I have seen long time, but when you, in a land of 172 million, your views can only be heard within the periphery of how loud you can shout. So when you shout that there should be diversification, that the economy, we should look inward. We should look at how best to use the oil first among the citizens in the country before we think of oil exports. For example, the budget of this year that is still going around the National Assembly and flying between National Assembly and the presidency is still based on the price of oil. The projected income is largely based on oil. But let's look at it differently. Nigerian economy, Nigeria could survive very, very comfortably without exporting oil, without relying on oil. In Nigeria, northern part of Cross River State, for example, have bauxite. They have some solid minerals deposited there in the grounds in these places. We have palm oil growing in many parts of Nigeria, south parts of Nigeria, that can sustain that sector of the economy. But people have completely abandoned agriculture. The allocation to agri sector in the current budget, I can't remember what percentage it was, but it is still looking that all these allocations are made from expectation of income from oil. But the scenario that could be changed is this: promote different sectors of economy. For example, pick agriculture and say to investors, both within and outside the country, I have these resources that I need to be developed. You out there, come and invest in this sector. Pay tax to me. Government will start to benefit from the tax that the companies will pay. They will benefit from the tax that the workers will pay. They will benefit with the unemployment that will be reduced because these investors will invest and will employ the labor into the sector. And then the agri sector then will now generate the economy within that, the agri sector now will improve the income of both individuals and the states. Look at tourism. Nigeria has one of the longest beaches in West Africa. If you take from the coast of Atlantic down in the south from Port Harcourt and measure that that shoreline goes all the way to Ghana. Ghana has developed their shoreline. January and part of February, I was in Kofi Annan Peacekeeping Institute for election monitoring strategy program that we had there, and we were lodged in one of these hotels. You look at the shoreline, the beach, how it has been developed, it amazes you. Our own is lying fallow. Sometimes I help to get this some of these sectors energized, revitalized, or expanded from where we are. And the immediate past governor of Akwa Ibom State had intention to develop tourism in Akwa Ibom State that time. And I got some investors down. They proposed something, a floating resort on Waniba Beach, for example. This would employ, on the direct employment would have been about 500 and something, and indirect employment that will come from there would have been about 2,000 people, because there will be transport that links to it, there will be catering, there will be a lot of things, all lot of things integrated into the system. And the people who were ready, they said, all we need is government guarantee. We have our money, we want to energize. These are the kind of things we should start to look at. How do we bring people that have money and wants to invest to come and invest in the system? This way, we will move away. There will be a shift, a paradigm shift of oil. People will stop clamoring for oil, clamoring to work with NNPC, clamoring to go to get job in the oil sector or be a politician so that they can do whatever they like and get money. No. When you look at America, they are smart. They believe in helping their people. They believe in making life comfortable for their people, and they import oil from us, not because they love you, not because they want to patronize your product so that you can survive. No, it's because they want to use your product and make life comfortable for themselves. They reserve, when they import it from one barrel of oil, crude that they import from us, you and me. They will get aviation fuel from there. They will get the normal petrol from there. They will get diesel from there. These are the three major things that we, ordinary people, look at. We do not look at other things that comes from there. Crude oil help us with bitumen. Today, Nigeria is importing bitumen that is used to tar our roads. If we do not export our oil, and we have modular refineries built, the byproducts from crude, that could be processed to get to every aspect of crude oil is money. This sector, these byproducts, what they call byproducts here, will definitely create a massive employment, will bring in massive income to the country. 3-year development plan for Nigeria without oil. With oil, but with non-oil export.
Right.
Non-oil export.
Right.
With oil, but non-oil export economy. One and foremost, I would want to see the life of my citizens changed. I would want to give them a paradigm shift. I will try and get people to understand that when people stand and cast a vote for you, they are signing their life away to you, that you are there to represent me and serve me where I cannot reach. I will try to make people know that public office is a place to serve and be accountable. With that in mind, anybody that you are assigned a role, either as a minister or at any level, will know that they are there to serve. That in mind, we get a modular refineries to produce oil, to refine oil that will help everybody, keke rider, Okada rider, car owners, commercial drivers, to drive in, buy petrol, and drive away. This is one key sector that I would want to see, that I will thrive to make sure I get it right. through the modular refinery.
Next on our lineup is Victor Ugo, a business executive and leader of the Nigerian community in Atlanta.
The government alone cannot revamp and sustain the economy. You need a private sector. Unfortunately, in Nigeria, the private sector don't have what it takes. So you have to go to the banks. The banks in Nigeria, do they really have enough resources to fund the private sector to revamp the economy? No, they don't. So that takes us to foreign investors. I believe that we need to have concerted efforts to reach out to the real investors. The auto manufacturers, for instance. When you have an auto assembly here, I used to work for BMW, by the way, so I know exactly what I'm talking about.
All right.
If you have an auto assembly plant in Nigeria, the plant will give rise to about 6 more industries, at least. Because the parts, let's say for instance, you're going to have, when you are to assemble a car, it goes a lot of way. You start from e-coating, painting, doing the metal work, and each of these this is done by different companies. So you're going to have a company that manufactures the different car parts, different raw materials, and of course they have to be localized here. So by the time you have an auto assembly plant here, like BMW for instance, where I used to work, they have over 10 companies making parts for them. South Carolina in the United States gave them incentive, gave them land, gave them tax rebates, and BMW came and established a plant in South Carolina. And now we have so many other companies within the same vicinity that are making parts for BMW. And the same gesture they've extended to Mercedes, and as we are talking, they are building a plant in Greenville, South Carolina, where BMW is. So those are the kind of investment we need. The other area that I would like to mention is, let me use Japan as an example.
All right.
Japan does not have oil. They don't have any natural resources, but it's their technology. And every successful country have to be known for something. It's not just here and there. This industry is booming, everybody jump into it. In Nigeria, for instance, for us to achieve greatness and go above the range of mediocrity which some third world countries are subjected to, we have to be identified with something. Is it textile? We have to pick this and say, hey, we are Nigeria. We want to do this and do it the best. I can tell you from my experience, we have worked with these people. Nigerians are very, very intelligent and resourceful. Go all over the world, you hear it.
We're not done yet. Abraham Mohammed Bashir have been in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia on a professional practice on petroleum development.
Because apart from practice expedition, I was opportunity to also do some research and report packaging with some of the American trained professors in one of their universities. The city I practiced was like the Niger Delta of Saudi Arabia. It is called the Haran.
Okay.
And they have a university there solely dedicated for petroleum development.
Oh.
It was named after one of their King Fahd University of Petroleum and Mineral.
Nigeria is having issues with the economy.
Yeah.
The oil, which is our mainstay of the economy, the prices are dwindling. So how do we wriggle ourselves out of this?
Okay. One of the things that inspired me in Saudi Arabia much as they are highly developed and highly rich country, towards the advent of the new millennium, they started contemplating about what they call Saudization. Saudization means creating local content in their economy. They were also eager to create local content because they know the amount of foreign exchange they are losing by involving international experts. So the Saudization, they were focusing on manpower planning because they had a lot of Indians, Pakistani, and so many poor countries invading into their economy because of the need for employment and all that. And so they decided they have to start getting rid of them as a way of pushing the economy. And I think that is what is now relevant to our country at the stage we are now, when we are talking about diversification. So diversification as an area, when we look at the situation we are in Nigeria, the situation we are right now, to talk about it in black and white, it's not about not knowing our challenges. It's not about not understanding our challenges. We do know our challenges, we do understand our challenges, and we are very good in concepts, we are excellent in creativity, we are very innovative, we are very imaginative, and we dwell a lot on spoken words, we dwell a lot on speeches, we dwell a lot on expression about our problems.
But action.
No
action.
You are there. So
is that what you're saying?
there's no action.
So it's time for action.
So, yes, so we need to galvanize our economy into action-oriented. When we look at diversification, we are talking about multi-product economy now. There are about 5 or 6 ministries that are having direct bearing with diversification. The first is agriculture. Agriculture provides a very ample opportunity. It's widely recognized. And if you look at the programs of government, there are a lot of windows and opportunities for funding. There are a lot of avenues and channels for promoting agriculture. So that means it's an area that is highly potential that we can explore and derive immediate dividend. That is agriculture. We look at solid minerals. Solid minerals is a bit long term, medium term, but we can prioritize.
Okay.
We look at those areas that can give us immediate dividend. There are some deposits of coal somewhere in South or Southwest, which has been discovered long ago. It has been exploited long ago. Right now is moribund. We can address areas like that rather than dissipating time and energy on creating new exploration. The already established exploration, already known deposit, can be prioritized, and some action can start in the area of solid mineral, and we begin to have results. Then we plan for long term, because solid mineral is a very long term thing. Yep. Then we have science and technology. Science and technology also, we are talking about creating made in Nigeria products, and made in Nigeria car, made in Nigeria fashion and trade fair, which is all happening right now. We can also explore on that in terms of science and technology. Then communication is another area that it involves a lot of business that within a short time you'll be able to see dividends. So we can go also into area of communication. Then labor, employment and productivity. We need to galvanize that ministry, because all this issue of unemployment and employment generation has to do with all of these ministries put together, plus labor, employment and productivity. Yeah, but what is lacking, what is generally lacking there is the holistic approach to this diversification.
If you're just joining us, this is the Diaspora on the NTA.
Nigerian Television Authority. For more information and news updates, visit our website at www.nta.ng, or you can follow us on Twitter at NTA News Now, or you can like us on Facebook at NTA Network News. Stay connected on our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/NTA News Online. Watch our live stream at www.nta.ng NTA.com/live. NTA, you can't beat the rich.
Now to our Diaspora of the week. Dr. Oluchi Oti is an accomplished and dedicated educational consultant based in Houston, Texas, but ready to hit the ground running in Nigeria as a way of giving back to the society.
It gives a good feeling to know that you are changing lives. I believe that educators should be change agents. Should be change agents in bringing their expertise in making an impact in the lives of those learners around the globe, producing effective citizens and producing competent professionals that will be able to compete around the globe wherever they find themselves. As I see coming back to my home country in the system, I see a need to revamp the system. I want to be part of revamping the system here with my years of expertise to see if the curricula will be revamped, because believe it or not, it affects everyone. If somebody goes to school as to the pharmacy school and they come out not really fully trained, not having enough, not fully equipped, and it will be difficult for one to be able to really be an effective pharmacist or an effective accountant, and it trickles down to the average man. The wrong diagnosis that's made by a doctor, medical physician, or the wrong medication that's given by a pharmacist that's not trained well will ultimately can prove very fatal. So it is good to have the right curricula, in the schools. It's good to have the right strategy to use for teachers to have the right pedagogy to teach teachers, to train, to bring effective teachers so that our students can be taught right.
Next is a special interview with our diaspora correspondent in New York, Adeyemi Omojola Fatuba, on the just concluded Women Summit.
Hello there. Welcome to this conversation with the Honorable Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development, Senator Aishat Jume Al-Hassan. She'll be talking with us on basically women issues. And we're here at the 60th session of the Commission on the Status of Women. What do we have to say?
Well, the sessions of the Commission on the Status of Women is every year. Is organized by it's a United Nations function where women all over the world come together, discuss women issues, their progress, report challenges, and rub minds to know how to tackle such challenges. First meeting I had was with the UN Women Executive Director there in Nigeria, and we talked to explore other areas that they can be of assistance to Nigerian women. I've had another meeting with Dr. Babatunde Oshotume of the UN FPA on how to assist us or continue assisting us. They are in Nigeria. Both organizations are in Nigeria and do some great job. And we have discussed on new challenges bearing the insurgency in mind. They have asked how we want them to come in, our priorities, and we have told them. So we asked for a scale-up because we need a lot of it, because we have so many IDP camps and we need a lot of psychosocial support. So he has promised too that they are going to scale up, and not only that, they are going to look at other areas that they are going to assist us Nigerian women. So every person takes home with him or her the conclusions, presents to the government of his or her country, and then see ways of achieving those targets before the next CSW. And I'm sure Mr. President and the executive, they're all gender friendly.
Our email remains diaspora@yahoo.com, or text only to +234 8033 114000. That's it for this week. Bye.